The Amalfi Coast. Just saying those words conjures up images of crystal clear waters, unbelievable coastline, and pretty as a postcard villages that you want to spend weeks in. So if you only have one day to explore the coastline, I recommend the best way of doing it is by going on a boat tour, which will take you to several towns and villages, including swimming spots where you can enjoy the crystal clear waters and a little lunch. I really recommend doing this because, to be honest, the traffic is literally so bad on the coastline. My husband drove the whole time, which I didn't want to drive, so that was fine by me. But all the time that we were there, we were constantly stuck in traffic jams because it was mid-August. And so going by boat definitely avoided all of that and saved us so much time. Full disclosure, we actually stayed on the Amalfi Coast for a week. However, we tried to go to Positano 3 times, and I'm not even joking, each time there was so much traffic and all of the car parks were full that we literally just couldn't get there. And so what we decided is that the easiest way to go to places like Positano and Amalfi, which is the name of not only the coastline but a town on the coastline, would be to take one of the guided tours, boat tours, you know. And so that's what we did, and it actually ended up being my favorite day of the vacation. We had the dreamiest accommodation ever that we had actually found on Airbnb. The owner lives on site and even prepared us some fresh lemonade from his homegrown lemon. Basically, imagine staying amongst a lemon grove and enjoying picturesque meals overlooking the crashing waves below as the sun sets. The only negative was that it was actually several hundred steps to get from where we would park the car to the accommodation. So as you can imagine, that was quite hot at the end of the day, but it was more than worth it. Okay, and now onto the part you've all been waiting for. So basically we had decided quite last minute, I know that's really bad, especially when you're going on holiday in Italy, to go on this cruise. And so we found it maybe 2 or 3 days before we booked it. We had the last 2 spots on the small boat tour, and we had to drive to Salerno, which is around an hour away from where we were staying, but was really picturesque, and it was somewhere I had on my list but wasn't necessarily like the top of the list. So it's good that we made the stop. In Italy, do as the Italians do, grab a quick coffee with a croissant before heading to the boat area. It was a relatively pain-free process to check in, and it was a really nice day outside, but what can I say, August in Italy is always a nice time. We then met everyone else who was getting on the boat ride, and we set off for sail. Beyond its aesthetics, the Amalfi Coast holds immense historical significance. Dating back to the Roman era and perhaps beyond, this region has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations and played a significant role in maritime trade throughout the Mediterranean region. The first thing that happened was that we were given a glass of local Prosecco, and then we carried on admiring the scenery before we would reach our first stop of the day. There were actually 2 planned stops. One was to Amalfi and the other was to Positano. And while I did film a lot in the towns, as you'll see in a bit, I actually think I forgot to film the swimming stops, so you'll just have to imagine them. The first stop we had of the day after our swimming was to Amalfi. The town is simply gorgeous, and it's easy to see why it's one of the most popular towns on the Amalfi Coast. It's also the largest and was really important during the Middle Ages when it was an important maritime port. Today it's more about the tourism. As you can see, there are so many beaches where you can relax on, but as we only had an hour, we didn't really have the time. I wanted to be a bit adventurous, and many people don't realize this, but Amalfi is actually stuck next to Atrani, which is a town just the other side of the headland. It's really easy to reach because you can actually go in these kind of underground, well, they're not underground, they go through the back of the houses, so they're really cool, which is perfect when the temperature is 35 outside, and you get these really beautiful views of Atrani. But as I said, we only had an hour to explore, and I wanted to see everything that Amalfi had to offer. So we walked to Atrani, we took up the views, we took some photos, and then we literally had to leave again to go and see the rest of Amalfi. So that's what we're doing now. Like many European towns, the best way to explore Amalfi is on foot, so be sure to wear your most comfortable walking shoes. The first attraction that we're going to visit is the cathedral, which is the main thing to see in town. Unfortunately, you do have to pay a small entrance fee to visit, but I definitely did think it was worth it. Another thing worth noting is that you have to make sure that you're well covered. That means your knees and shoulders are covered. There was someone on the door turning people away, and so you definitely want to bring a shawl or a scarf anywhere you go in Italy, just so you won't be rejected from visiting religious buildings. The history of Amalfi Cathedral, also known as the Duomo di Amalfi, is deeply intertwined with the maritime public of Amalfi and its golden age of prosperity. Standing a pride of place in a central piazza, the construction of the cathedral probably began in the 9th century. The cathedral's architectural style reflects a blend of influences, including Romanesque and Byzantine. I particularly loved all of the Byzantine style mosaics everywhere. This is due in part to the extensive trade and cultural exchanges that Amalfi had with the Byzantine Empire, North Africa, and the Middle East and beyond during the Middle Ages. Throughout its history, Amalfi Cathedral has undergone several modifications and additions. The interior of the cathedral features stunning mosaics, intricate marble work, and elaborate frescoes that depict biblical scenes and saints. Once you're outside of the cathedral, it's time to wander around the town. Honestly, it's one of my favorite things to do, as I mentioned earlier. There's loads of little shops selling different things. There are lemon stands, there's plenty of ice cream shops, and there's even this beautiful fountain. It was then time to head back to the boat, but before then we checked out the glittering water. Honestly, it was so spectacular that I had to just like stop and film it for a while. We then carried on sailing down the coastline, enjoying the views to reach Positano. We saw several natural wonders, but my favorite was definitely this larger than life cave. As you can see, even from really far away, it was enormous. We also got this unique angle of the Fiordo di Fiore, although I'm probably saying that wrong. It was then time to sail into, you've heard of it, you've seen it on all the postcards, Positano. It's probably the most picturesque and the most beautiful town on the Amalfi Coast. I really don't think anything compares. The houses literally cling to the cliff face for their dear life, and I just can't get over how beautiful it is. To be honest, if you're able to, I recommend going in the day and at night. So I suppose staying there at least one night, even if the hotels are extortionate, because the views are just stunning. It's honestly one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life. However, with that beauty, you have to know, come the crowds. So even to undock the boat and get onto the shoreline, we had to queue. As I mentioned before, we didn't really have a lot of time to explore, so we decided to forgo the beach. We saw some churches, and the main draw of Positano is actually all of the shopping. There's a lot of luxury shopping opportunities, and we didn't really have room in our suitcases, nor do we really like spending a lot of money on clothing. And so we decided to forgo that and just walk the streets. As you can probably tell from my clips, it was so busy. I genuinely think it was probably one of the busiest places I've ever been. And so what we did is what we usually do in these kinds of situations and headed to higher ground. I usually find if there's some sort of a hill or mountain, then you'll find that there's fewer people at the top, especially if there's lots of staircases involved. And so we climbed right up until like the highest road that you can get to in Positano and soaked up the view from there. It was truly very nice, and then the hour was almost up, so we decided that because it was so crowded and it will probably take quite a long time to walk back down, we should head back to the port area. Then we got what was probably the most overpriced Coca-Cola of my life, but I didn't film it or take a photo for some reason, probably because it wasn't very memorable. And then we set sail and we headed back to Salerno. I really enjoyed this day, and honestly it was so stunning just to sail back. We just sat back, relaxed, watched the views. We didn't have anything more to see, and we'd already seen that coastline on the way, so it was really just kind of soaking it all up and hoping that we made it to port before it started raining. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I hope I've convinced you that if you only have one day on the Amalfi Coast, then a boat ride is the way to go. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.